So let us look at the case study from Sandoz, FP&A Analytical Transformation through AI, ML, and RPA. Flavia, you're welcome, and the stage is yours.
Super. So again, good morning and good afternoon and good evening to everybody. My name is Flavio Caruso. I'm the CFO of Cluster Europe in Sandoz, and probably as you know, Sandoz is part of Novartis Group. We want to provide access to our patient, and our objective is to reach around 1 billion people in 2021. Starting this quick presentation, I would just mention the initial quote that I truly believe that if we want to do something, if we want to achieve something new, let's say, we have to try a new way of trying to do things, and so we should always try to challenge a bit ourselves and to move ourselves out from our comfort zone. If we move to the next slide, Larissa. Let me start a bit with what is probably the most important thing we believe we really need to have into our company in order then to move forward on digital technologies and improving our FP&A processes. It's the quality of people, is the kind of people and talents that we have available into our company. So where we would like to see our people working in FP&A in the next future is in what we call the intelligent finance position. That means people that are leveraging on the use of digital technology, being able to analyze a huge amount of data and information in order to provide value to our company. And moving to the next slide, we should focus less and less on all the transitional activities that we used to have in the past into our team, in order really to focus on the key strategic elements of our role. And what we see as a key strategic elements are the planning activities, the analysis activities, and even more important is what we call the advisory role of the FP&A function. That means to become a business advisor. That means to be really the enabler of the strategy and the execution of the strategy within our company. So in the past, now we used to have a role that was closer to sort of supporting of the accounting team. Then today we are always talking more and more about business partnering, but as we see ourselves in the future is as a strategic enabler within our company. It is extremely important in terms of mindset and culture within our company. Moving to the next slide, Larissa. Let me just quickly introduce few of the, let's say, digital technologies that we have today available, and probably are matching quite a lot with our FP&A function in order to improve the way we are working. So I will skip the paperless because it's quite straightforward. About robotics, we already heard some super interesting facts and user case from Guillaume. Just few words how we are applying robotics into our companies, mainly on the transactional activities like the booking of invoices. This is an easy process now, thanks to RPA, just scanning the invoice, booking it into our ERP system, and doing all the reconciliation that usually we used to do. This reconciliation we used to do it at the FP&A, in the FP&A function. But even better is the development of chatbots that are able to support the business and replacing all the reporting activities that we used to do. So the business can just ask to a chatbot, how is my performance year to date October, and the bot will answer, this is a great performance, it's a plus 10% versus previous year, and hopefully is a plus 5% above budget. Moving to blockchain, another game changer into our function. I think it took a while for me to understand what blockchain is. At the end, I found a definition of blockchain that is a sort of digital general ledger, where we are really able to certify the transaction within parties. So we were thinking a lot how again to apply this blockchain to our FP&A function, And just to give you a bit of background into the pharma business, we cannot deliver an unlimited number of samples to the clinicians. This usually is defined by law, so depends country by country, but we were spending a lot of time in the finance function, the FP&A function, to reconcile the number of samples that we were distributing. Thanks to blockchain, now we have a certified tool that is immediately on the month end is certifying the number of transactions between our company and our clinicians. Last but not least, as Larissa just introduced, is what we call predictive analytics, that is linked to obviously artificial intelligence and machine learning. And about this, in the next slide, I would love to share with you what we did leveraging on this fantastic technology. So we had an issue that was probably is quite common to all the companies. We want to improve our forecasting process, our planning process. And the main objective of this improve was to try to have a better forecast accuracy. Okay, this was always the painful topic, and we were having a lot of forecasting. So the production guys, they were doing forecasting, marketing guys, they were doing forecasting. We as a FP&A team, we were doing forecasting and so on. So we had a call with a university in Italy, and we didn't talk to the finance guys of this university, but we talked with the artificial intelligence and robotics laboratory of Politecnico in Milan, and we asked them how we could apply some technologies in order to support this need that we really have. Then we start this project. We create a data lake, or sort of data warehouse, where we fill this data lake, as Khaled mentioned to us, with a lot of information, a lot of data regarding production, regarding our historical sales, also our internal past prediction done by our team, and all the external business element that we could collect. So this building up of this data lake was key, because as in the 80s they were teaching us, if you have garbage in, you will have garbage out. So to keep this data clean, lean, and structured in the right way, this is really the basic in order to make it happen. Then applying again predictive analytics, we have been able to come out with some prediction. And in this use case I want to share with you is that we start in a very prudent way. So we start back testing the predictions looking back. So we check 2017, 2018, 2019, and it was working quite well. Then when we felt a bit confident, we say, okay, let's move forward and let's look at 2020. And we went in parallel in 2020 forecasting, comparing our internal forecasting with the outcome of predictive analytics and artificial intelligence. And the outcome of AI was much better than what we were doing. So we gain additional confidence on this tool. And now after 11 months, let's say, of the full implementation, I can tell you that we are just gonna move on a full AI model for next year. We'll just use this kind of prediction, and the main outcome that is really tangible is that we have been able to improve the forecast accuracy in a great way, and as a consequence, in terms of impact into our P&L, obviously is the reduction of write-off, if the improvement of the number of stockouts that we had all over the year, also an improvement in terms of COGS of our products, and last but not least, we have a much lower inventory. That means much more cash. So moving to the next slide, and it's just to share with you that the journey just started. As Guillaume just mentioned, I mean, the journey is a long journey, and it will take years probably to get there. Now we have a digital hub in Barcelona. We are building up a digital hub in Madrid. We are trying to move from sales predicted to cash predicted. So this will be all next user case that we will share with you. But my advice would be to start with an objective, and then to try to reach this objective, leverage on digital technologies, not to go with digital technology just because you want to try something new. Thank you very much.